Hey guys, welcome to a brief tutorial on a very cute wooden Christmas tree that I will be making. I am going to add myself to the stage right now and let's see what we can do. And let's see, I need to actually move stuff around. Like I said, I'm still learning this new software. Here we go. So we're going to make this beaded Christmas tree. Super simple, super quick, super easy. The hardest part is going to be finding the right wire. And I'm actually putting in the comments right now where are all the products that you're going to need for this particular really cool tree to make. The first thing you're going to need is you're going to need some wire. And I've already pre-cut my wire, but I wanted to show you the wire that you're going to need. Anything I learned very quickly when I was trying to figure these out, I bought a very thin wire. You're going to need a wire that's pretty sturdy and it's going to be able to hold up. Now, I will tell you that wire tends to be you always think the lower the gauge, the smaller it's going to be, but it's actually the opposite. The lower the gauge is the sturdiest it's going to be. So you want something that's pretty sturdy. I'm working with a 16 gauge right now. You're going to need a styrofoam cone, just something that you can actually work on and do and figure out how to work on it. As you can see, this is a florist foam. It's not a regular foam tip, but it's a florist foam. I've already got it wrapped in paper because you really don't need it. You're going to need wooden beads. I also put that in the show notes where you can find the wooden beads. The wooden beads are something that I found a pack of 950 from Amazon. And so they come in all different shapes and sizes. It all depends on what you want to need. Because you're working with wire, you're going to need some wire clippers. I love the ones that have the little things up top like this, so that way you don't have to worry about actually pinching yourself with the wire clippers. And you're going to need your trusty hot glue gun, only because if you see on this particular one right here is I hot glued a little burlap flower on top. And you can actually use these trees for any kind. I wish I had gotten a bigger gauge, a smaller gauge, because the 20 gauge is still a little bit kind of flimsy, as you can see, but I'll show you how to do it. So the first thing you're going to do, I already created my little tree thing form. I've already created that. But what you're going to do is you're going to come around and you're going to take your wire and you're just going to wrap it around your cone. This is the only way you're going to use the cone is you're just going to wrap it and wrap it and wrap it and wrap it until you get to the point that you need it. I'm actually going to pull this down a little bit because I think I'm going to make another tree, a bigger one, so that the hardest part about making these trees and forming these trees is getting the shape. Once you get it off the cone, trying to get them off. So you're just going to pull it off like this. And then you're going to finagle a little bit at the bottom of to make it sit right. So now I'm done with that. I'm going to throw that aside. And as you can see, that one didn't actually come out the greatest at the bottom, but it will stand still. But I'm going to use this particular form that I already made. So I am going to really quickly move the camera up so you can see what I'm doing, if it works for me. Like I said, new technology, new things I'm working with. I'm pulling it out, and I'm going to see if I can, let's see, I need to zoom in real quick, and then move the camera up. And it's not going to move up for me. Okay, this is as far as I can go. So I think maybe I may switch the camera views just a second and work with that. But what you're going to do is you're going to get, since I have two different types of beads here, and I don't need my wire cutter, so I'm going to put the wire cutters things back on the wire. And I don't need this right now, so I'm going to set it out of the way so it's out of my way. Your beads, as you see, I'm working with two different sizes. I'm working with a bigger size bead and a smaller bead. And they'll roll all over the place. So don't take a lot out of your bag at one time. But what you're going to do is you're going to start threading. And since I'm using the bigger one here, I'm just going to alternate. Big, little, big, little. And let's see. So you cannot see me right now. I'm going to add myself back up. Nope. I'm trying to get it to where the camera, you'll be able to see what I'm doing. So hold on just a second. Like I said, this new technology here is, I'm going to zoom in and pan the camera down, up. So you're just going to bead, you're just going to take your, and you're just going to alternate your beads. And I'm just going to work a little bit at a time and alternate it. So you're alternating left and right. If you're watching, please tell me where you're watching. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. If you're wondering why the DIY show has not been shown the last couple of weeks, or last week or this week, is we're on a brief hiatus, and I just wanted to share some really quick little tutorials and try to get used to this new software before we head on to the new year. But you see, you're going to have a little bit, because this is the way it is. It's going to, the way it's twisted up here. So I'm going to straighten this out just a little bit. And so you're going to continue alternating and threading. I'm going to straighten that one out because that particular one is, and you're going to alternate and thread until your whole bead. I normally like to work with like maybe 10. Put 10 beads on and take one off. That looks like a good amount. And then that way you can just have it go all the way down. And you're just... Now when you get down to the very end, I'm going to pull some more beads out so I can work on it. If you look in the comments, I showed you everywhere where you can buy these. I really found a really great deal on Amazon for the wooden beads. The wooden beads are, you get 950, and I mean, you're going to see a lot of wooden beads pretty soon coming on the show on market.life, because I'm going to be doing some more crafts in the new year, but you're just going to alternate until you're almost done. Now, if you notice, I haven't done anything to the bottom yet, because I want to make sure that I get as many of the beads on before I start finagling with the bottom of the tree. And as you noticed, I should have actually put these in a bowl before I started working with them, because they would be easier to work with, because I wouldn't have to keep opening the particular the beads going in and out. And I'm covering up the camera. Sorry, guys. And you're just alternating it through. Every once in a while, you'll find one that gets stuck. And you are just alternating. Big one, little one, big one, little one. It doesn't matter what kind of bead you use, what size. I just like the bigger and the smaller. I just think it looks prettier. But it's up to you, personal preference. I'm going to let it go one more row before I show you how to do the bottom real quick. Because if you notice, this is getting closer to the end. And I don't want to have to restart. There's two ways that you can do the bottom, and I'll show you in just a second. I'm just going to try and get the beads that I have out of my bag out before I think I'm losing beads. You're just alternating. Big, little, big, little. You can do one all the same size. It doesn't, it's all about your preference. Now, I do want to ask you, if you've watched any of the DIYs on Market.live, what you would like to see in the new year for me to create. I am actually formatting right now and getting ready to do my list and send my list in. And so as you see, I've already got this one pretty much right here. Well, there's two things that you can do for this particular one. This how you do the ends. You can twist it and just leave it twisted like I did here. Or you can take a little bit of your hot glue and kind of make it so that the bead doesn't fall through. And then my hot glue gun got caught in there. You're just going to let it stand like that for a little bit and continue on with your big, little, big, little. I'm using, I don't even know what size beads I'm using. I just love the beads because it's more of a farmhouse look and it's easier to work with. I just recently, for my Christmas present this year, my husband bought a barn door for me. I've always wanted one. And we installed it in between my bathroom and my bedroom, or our bedroom, I should say. And I love it. And so it's inspired me to want to do the farmhouse look. So I think this would be great. These particular trees would be great because you don't have to put a star on top. You don't have to put anything on top of it. You can just leave it plain, or I can actually show you something else. You don't have to put something that's really Christmassy on it because the beaded stuff is always, always, always on for great to use throughout the year. So I'm almost finished here. Got a couple more beads to put on. And like I said, your beading is, the beads that you use is your preference of what you want to use. It doesn't matter. If you want to use a bigger bead, a smaller bead, if you want to do all small, if you want to do all big, it's up to you. Like I said, I had a pack of 900, and this is still the beads that I have left. I mean, there's a lot of beads. And I've only made 2 trees so far. I will be making 3 by the end of the day. But I just thought this would be a cute little craft to show you guys while we're heading for break. The kids can make these. You can make these for someone you love. And as you can see, it looks like a little bit, I'm going to throw my science stuff out here for my daughter, who is, and my son-in-law. Shout out to them. They love science. So this looks more like probably a DNA strand, because of the way I have this particular piece right here, because I had to straighten it out to get the pieces on. I think I'm going to put 2 more pieces on it and maybe 1 more big bead and we'll be good. So then you're going to take it. You see I have it on the top right here. You're going to take it and you're just going to twist the wire. I'm going to set it right here and I'm just going to twist it. Take your pliers, your cover off your pliers, and just, you don't want to cut it. You just want to twist it. So it looks like it has a little kind of a hook on it. And twist it down if you have to. You just want to make it so that it won't come off. And then if you want to snip off the ends, you can snip off the ends. So as you see, when I did that, when I created this tree, this print right here is not the greatest because I straightened it out because it was a kink. So I'm going to go back with my handy dandy styrofoam And I'm going to just wrap it up closer and just press it in so that you see it. It's just pressed in so that it forms it a little bit better. And this one right here, I'm going to do the same thing too. I'm just going to go around and just press. And what you're doing is you're just creating a form, recreating your form, because when you get the beads on it and the form may not be the best. So then you can just slide it off. As you see, it doesn't work. You may have to finagle it a little bit, twist it and turn it the way you want it, but you have your actual tree form. This is the tree that we're making. It's a little bit loose, but like I said, the lower the gauge of the wire you use, the better the tree is going to look, because it'll be thicker and easier to manage. So for the top of my tree, you can saw here I found a burlap flower that I found at the dollar store. You guys can see it right there. It's just a sticker. But for the top of this tree, I have something special. Cardinals are very special to me. Cardinals have always been special to me ever since my dad passed away. And so I'm going to actually put a little cardinal on top of my tree so that he's in my tree. So what I'm going to do is with a hot glue gun, I'm just going to put a dab of glue on the bottom of the cardinal. And I am going to sit him on top of the tree. And there you go. Like I said, you can go around and you can play with the form a little bit on the tree. But basically all you need is wooden beads, a little thing to go on top of your tree, wire cutters. If you want your tree to be a little bit sturdier, a low gauge wire, a styrofoam cone, and that's all. And a little bit of imagination. So I hope you enjoyed this DIY. We'll be back in like the second or third week of January with Market.live and sharing more crafts. And if you have anything that you want me to share or anything you want me to do, please let me know and we will get to it. Bye, guys.